Day 5 and I'm still alive. So I don't know if you can tell how observant you are. It's a little bit later in the morning than I usually post before my first runs because I had a decision to make. Should I get up at 5 and do my early morning run, or should I try and sleep in and catch up on some sleep? And it's an interesting concept in these kind of challenges and these improve your life scenarios. Obviously, the best thing to do would be to wake up at 5 a.m. But you can't really make that decision at 10:30 p.m. when you're going to sleep. You have to make that decision and go to bed earlier. And I found myself falling behind on sleep a little bit. And it's just part of the journey of trying to stay healthy in this, trying to make this a long-term commitment, trying to reach that 100-mile mark. So I decided to sleep in. And it wasn't without some hesitation. I still feel like maybe I should have got up and did it, but it's also important to keep looking forward. So I'm gonna go out back to 4.4 miles, put it up on the big board. It is incredible how relieved I felt during my day off. Even though I still had everything else, I still had work and parenthood and all of my extracurriculars, but it was nice not to have to run, and I don't have that luxury today. So I'm gonna go out and do it. And one more thing, done with Whole30. So I had a bagel for breakfast this morning with cream in my coffee, and it was so good. So I have to go run that bagel off, and I will talk to you all afterwards. We are halfway, more than halfway actually, and I've been under a 10-minute pace, which is great. But this is the first day of the cycle because I'm running 3-day cycles, so definitely gonna give it all that's in the tank, but be mindful of tomorrow and the next day when I have to do it all again. All right, back to it. Let's shake it up here, starting with the big board first. All right, none for yesterday, and what a relief that was. But we did about 13.3 last week, and I've got another 4.4, actually about 4.5 today. So we're at 18.8. So let's see, that would take us to 18, 19, so 18.8, right about here, and fill it in. $18.8. I'm gonna need a new marker before this is all over. My marker's gonna run out before I do. All right, put this back on the wall of fame in my house and be right back. All done, day 5. And tomorrow is gonna be really important because tomorrow is gonna dictate whether or not this challenge is gonna be easy to meet or not so easy to meet, or if I need to up the numbers, because day 2 was very difficult. Going back out after running 4.5 miles, it took a toll on my knees, took a toll on my ankles, all that sort of stuff, and really took a toll on my hip. But over the past few days, I've been really working on hip flexibility, and it seems to be paying dividends, and the new shoes are doing wonderful. So tomorrow we'll discuss what needs to happen, because this challenge could really go either way. Today, I switched up the route a little bit. It's important to make sure that you got a lot of variety in your running. And I went around the neighborhood, about 3 laps around my neighborhood. And it's always fun to run around the neighborhood because you're interacting with your neighbors, and you are fulfilling that societal role of running guy. I always am interested in the performative aspects of all these different societal roles that we have. And so, you know, I'm running, and when running guy meets another running guy, there's that opportunity to wave or not to wave. That's a difficult decision to make on the fly. When you pass walking guy, usually you're supposed to wave, even if you're running guy, just because that's how those rock, paper, scissors fall out. Running guy and walking guy wave to each other, but running guys sometimes don't. And then you also pass your neighbors who are just going about their business. You see service industry workers. What I've really enjoyed about working for AT&T was going on ride-alongs with our technicians, because especially pre-COVID, the modern cul-de-sac, that suburban neighborhood, you really live in it from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. So you know what's going on, and you have this 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. Another stage, another performative aspect. The stage from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. is one set of people. And then from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is the work, school, what have you, distribution of hours, these neighborhoods change and all the service people come in. People working with trees, working with power lines, working with telephone lines, lawn care, any sort of contractor. And it's a fairly significant traffic of those folks. And I think that coronavirus has really shown it's represented sort of a switch in those stages. And so you see a lot more people. But when you do go on a run later in the day, you kind of get to be around all of that. So it's good to see my neighbors. It was good to get back out there, start this second cycle. Any questions, comments, or concerns is what I say in my work emails. But if you have any questions, or if you're looking to guest spot, we're going to try to get some guest spots over the next few weeks. If you'd like to go on a run with me, running with a partner is safer, sometimes funner, depending on whether you talk or not. Depending on how good of a conversationalist your partner is. So just let me know. Thank you guys so much. And I will be back tomorrow with 4.5 more miles. Have a good one.